welcome back to my channel, Welshman Reviews. I'm Gareth, and today I'm going to be doing my top 10 movies of 2023. So yeah, we've come to the end of 2023. This year just feels like it's flown by. Things I still remember doing my last year's. I think I did a last year's top 10. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I did. So yeah, we're getting onto that now. We will. I will have my anticipated movies one up in the new year. So it's either going to be tomorrow on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. So it'll be one of them days, but I will have my top 10 anticipated movies of 2024 up in the next few days. So let's get on to my top 10. So at number 10, we are going to have Wonka. So I did do a review for this, and I gave it a very favourable review, a very good one. I thought it was a very, it was a great, a fun movie. Some very heartwarming scenes in the movie. Does finish on a nice, makes you feel warm inside type of ending to the movie. Some great visual, some great musical numbers, and very nice visually as well. So that's my number 10 is Wonka. My number 9 is Barbie. So I just watched this not that long ago, and I did a unboxing video of the Blu-ray I had, and I gotta admit, not what I expected at all for this movie and all that. It was very funny, especially Ryan Gosling. I thought he was excellent in this movie, kind of stole all the scenes he was in. Has an interesting story of how it kind of goes both ways of how the women of Barbie and all that thought the world was run, and how Ken and all that thought the world run, and it's vice versa type of thing. It is. A lot of people did say this movie was woke and all that, but I think it does well to establish both sides of that story. It is. And what else did I put down for this as well? Yeah, not what I expected, to be honest, what I thought this movie. But no, very excellent, well-made movies, very well directed, and visually looks stunning as well. So that's my number 9, Barbie. So number 8 was my most anticipated movie of the year, and that is Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. Really did like it. I know it's a bit far down on the list. It is, but it wasn't as good as Fallout, but it still was very good and all that. Still had most of the actors doing what they do best and all that. Some brilliant stunt work. Interesting story with an AI computer program. It is. So I'm interested to see how part 2 ends up with that. And it had some really good action scenes in it as well. So that was my number 8. Number 7 is Evil Dead Rises. So I haven't got many horrors on this list. I thought this year we had a couple of good horrors and all that, but I didn't think it was overstacked with anything that was amazing. But this was definitely one of my highlights of the year. Evil Dead Rises. Excellent addition to the franchise. I did do a review for all these top 10, if I'm not mistaken. It is. But yeah, brilliant. I loved it. I did, and I thought the visuals are great, having it in a high-rise building instead of in the cabin in the woods as we've had normally. It is, and things like that. Some good actresses. Alyssa Sutherland was brilliant as the main antagonist for the movie as well. So yeah, very good Indian, and very bloody and gory as well. So that's my number 7. My number 6 is John Wick 4. So absolutely love this movie. Thought it was a tad too long. Could have cut it back about 20-30 minutes probably. But the action scenes and the visuals in this movie were absolutely perfect. And I love the fight scenes as well. Brilliant ending as well. It's a nice fitting ending for John Wick. It is. Whether we'll see him in another movie, we never know. Not with movie land and all that. But I thought it was a nice ending to his story, and it also has an extra credit, end credit scene as well, which could, do a little different, something different with it as well. So that's my number 6. My number 5 is my highest, well, technically my highest horror movie. I got another one on here which you could technically class as horror, and that was Talk to Me. Absolutely loved this movie. I thought it was a very fresh take for the horror genre. It is, and some great acting, brutal in some scenes as well. It was, but yeah, very well directed as well by, like I said in my review for this, these two guys. If you looked at the YouTube channel, I don't mean this as a disrespect or anything, but you couldn't believe them guys made this movie, and there is a number 2 in the works now as well, so definitely can't wait to catch that one as well. So number 4 is my second favorite comic book movie of the year, and that is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. This was a perfect ending to James Gunn's trilogy. Very emotional ending, but uplifting as well. It is some great scenes in this movie. A couple of down parts, like Adam Warlock wasn't exactly my favourite part of this movie. Probably could have done without him in this movie, to be honest. But the rest of it was very good, an emotional movie as well. So absolutely loved that. So number 3 is technically my highest horror movie. And I did do a review for this as well. And I loved it to bits. And that was Godzilla -1. So what I said in my review, I do it again, but loved the story, especially the human side of the story as well. Loved the destruction scenes from Godzilla. His atomic breath was very different, and I especially liked the ending part of how they were trying to defeat Godzilla. So you haven't seen it like this before, you know. It was very good indeed, but overall excellent. And for a movie it cost $15 million supposedly, looked absolutely amazing. Doesn't look out of place for some of the big budget movies you see from America these days as well. But yeah, absolutely amazing. My number 2 is Oppenheimer. This was, I think, was my second most anticipated movie from last year, so it didn't disappoint. Brilliant story, brilliantly directed, cinematography was amazing. Love the music for this movie as well, acting, etc. This has to, I wouldn't say clear up in the Oscars, but I would like to see acting and director and all that go to Christopher Nolan and Cillian Murphy, respective for them and all. I thought they'd done excellent jobs, and I think Christopher Nolan deserves an Oscar for his direction in this movie. Not a movie I'm going to be watching over and over and over again. It ain't, but absolutely amazing movie and definitely deserve to be up there. And my favourite movie of the year, if you haven't think, is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I thought this movie was absolute thing. I seem to be in the minority of finding it better than the first one. I thought this one elevated the first one a lot better when you see story elements in this movie. Very good that you don't really have... You have an antagonist for this movie, like a Spot, and like a joking character who becomes the big bad by the end of the movie. We don't really see him throughout the most of the movie. Scarlet Spider is, I would call, like an antagonist for this movie, trying to stop Miles saving his father from his reality, etc. It is, but some excellent story elements in this movie, and a very great cliffhanger, which I really can't wait to watch the third movie in this series as well. So that is definitely my top movie. Like I said, brilliant visuals, great story, funny, emotional as well. It had everything I wanted in this movie, and so that is my number 1. So that's my top 10. It is. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. In the comments, tell me what your top 10. If you don't want to do the top 10, top 5, it's a lot easier, to be honest. And tell me in the comments what you thought of the movies in my selection and what your top 10 or top 5 is. And if you'd like to see more videos, I guess, please subscribe to my channel. And have a very happy new year, and I will see you in 2024.